Greetings, it's your girl Biop Psycho. Today is Sunday, September 29th, 2019. This is hashtag in my view, and I'm about to get personal. I need an outlet for what I have been carrying on my chest for hundreds and hundreds of years, because I'm hundreds and thousands of years old. And today we're going to talk about marriage. And why I believe marriage is important. So, when I was 8 years old, I had a great grandmother, like we all had or have. And my great grandmother made the statement that I will always be a bastard. And she's speaking to my mother. And my mother, my great grandmother, which we call big grandmother because our grandmother was alive and our great grandmother was alive. And so we called our grandmother Nana and our great grandmother Big Grandma. So Big Grandma was relationship with my mother. I don't want to say it was bad, but it just seemed like my big grandmother always picked at my mom for whatever reason. And I remember this particular day where she was like, Kyoko will always be a bastard child. And I didn't know what it meant being 8 years old. But the tone of the conversation, I knew it wasn't good. Y'all know I get emotional. You know I cry. And I just remember doing my best to be a good little girl. Because prior to this, my mom sent me to go live in LA for a year. Well, my Nana's auntie, so it was like my great aunt I went to go live with, who was married to my Nana's uncle. And I love my Aunt Dorothy. And so I did my best to be a good kid. Because I didn't want to be known as a bad kid, and I didn't want to be a bastard. But I didn't understand what a bastard was. Until I was probably about 15. I know after that conversation, within a year of that conversation, my mom married my stepdad. And she was like, I'm not going to have no bastard children. And then she got pregnant with my baby sister, and now there's 4 of us. And, you know, I was raised to believe that my stepdad was my father, and I didn't find out until I was 11 that he wasn't my father. Even though I questioned my mom about why I didn't look like my siblings. They were white and I was brown. Why I had a different last name. Because I remember one time the school called and I answered the phone and they asked to speak to Miss Loya. And I handed the phone to my mom. And they asked if she was Miss Loya. She says, no, I'm Mavola Dupree. And But this is Kyoko's mom. And I just remember like, yo, like, who am I? And I met my dad for the first time when I was 11. And in my mind, like, he was going to rescue me. He was going to take me away from everything. And my dad showed up on Christmas Eve. Mija, look at you. I don't think I've ever told my daughter that I call her Mija, because that's what my dad called me. And you know, he took down all my sizes, and I'm gonna be back. And on Christmas Day, I waited and I waited and I waited, and long story short, I didn't see him again until I was 16. But when I was 15, I understood what being a bastard was. And no matter how good I act, I still always got in trouble for everything that my siblings did. I got in trouble when I just gave up and was just like, forget it. No matter how hard I tried, I always got in trouble. And that like weighed really heavy on me. And I remember thinking like, yo, I will never let my children be bastards. I would never do that. But because of circumstances, I wind up having children out of wedlock. But it was still really important that I married their father. It was still really important to me that we all had the same last name. Even though I knew my relationship with their father had no longevity in it, I still had to correct what was wrong. Because my children deserved that. I married their father. And when I divorced him, I kept his last name. Me and my children have the same. My last name is hyphenated because I hyphenated my last name with his. But I still carry his name as a badge of honor. Of my motherhood to my children. And what I feel I owe them. So we're at 8.5 minutes, so I know I have to finish and wrap this up. But one of the things I forbid my children to do is to have children out of wedlock. The other thing is to be a menace to society. But it's because of how much pain it is. Everybody who was raised underneath my mother, who had me over them directly, has all gotten married. And no matter what, nobody could take that from us. Because me, I carry the badge of being a bastard for all of us. All of us. I carry that. So they don't have to. And I pray that my children don't have children out of wedlock. And if they do, circumstances allows them to correct that. Because that's what God says. And my descendants don't have to worry about being bastards. Because I carried that badge for them. Until next time, peace.